In this part of the video series, we'd like to go into the mental and the focus part of the game. Matt and I are going to share with you a few of the tips that we have kind of acquired over the years to block out some of the distractions that we come across in the different tournaments that we play. One of the things that I've noticed a lot is when you're playing against certain players, how they'll really try to interact with you at times. I mean, you'll get a player that when you get down to reach for your bags, he'll start talking with you. And I don't know about you, but I try to not engage very much with the player and try to, I'll acknowledge them and then I kind of go back to my focus.
Yeah, I usually don't even acknowledge them because what they're trying to do simply is take you out of your game. And I mean, it takes total focus, as you know, to be on top of your game. So if any little distraction comes about and you're not totally focused on what you should be doing, chances are you're going to start missing a bag or two here and there. That's why when I play, when I'm standing next to the board, I'm either looking down at my feet or I'm looking straight ahead at the board at my target, and that's the only thing I acknowledge is the board.
Right, absolutely. And there's times when you'll have your opponent will bring sometimes a large group of people with them, and you can actually hear them at times when they'll either be cheering them on and that stuff there. Absolutely. I mean that there, you've just got to block all that out. And I don't think there's really any magic tip we can give to you to really acquire that. It's just something you've got to learn to do is just realize what you're here for and just kind of try to block everything out. And personally, what I do a lot of times is I actually kind of depart from where I'm at. I mean, I think of basically when I practice, what I do when I practice, and I just go right back to that zone. And I pretty much, and we've been in some pretty tough matches before.
Oh, absolutely.
And I've been in we've been in some tournaments where the people are hollering, and we've been even in one where they started doing the wave at one time.
Sure.
And I think I acknowledged that for just a quick second, and then really realized what I was there for, what stake, what was on the line at that point.
Exactly. It comes down to being able to keep your focus. It comes down to how much you want to win. How much do you want it? If you really, really want it, you're going to be focused on just playing the game. If you're not intense enough or want it enough, yeah, that stuff's going to start to bother you, and chances are you're going to get beat.
Absolutely.
One of the big things as far as focus and distractions and when you're playing is you got to have a short memory. If you throw a bag and you miss it, or it goes off the back of the board, or you throw it short and it hits the front of the board, it's one bag.
Right.
You got to play this game one bag at a time. You can't sit there and that last bag. While you're throwing your next three bags, you can't be thinking about that first bag you missed. When you make a mistake or throw a bad shot, you just got to be able to push it aside. And I need to make these next three. Just focus on one bag at a time. Make these next.
Absolutely. I know a lot of opponents that I've come across, they start acknowledging that score, and they're taking themselves out of that game already. In this game, you're not done until that last point scored. So to realize at any given time, once that momentum can change, you need to really focus in and continue that role that you tend to get on.
And another big part is you need to, because the game changes so much, even in one little match. You can be playing game one of a best 2 out of 3, and by the time you get to game 2, the boards are playing different.
Oh yeah.
It's got a lot to do with humidity in the air or temperature. They can change on you in a heartbeat, and you've quickly got to be able to recognize, wow, they're not sliding like they were, or whatever the situation is, and you just got to be able to acknowledge and adjust as quickly as possible.
Right. And I've noticed a lot of guys get really aggravated with themselves. You'll see guys they'll start kicking things and they'll throw bags down, and at that point, personally, I realize they've taken themselves out of the game.
Well, sure, and that's because they refuse to change their shot. When the situations change on how the boards are playing, you've got to change your shot to adjust to that situation.
Absolutely.
So with all the tips me and Steve have gone through today, and with the overlay that we've created to help you practice your shots, with all this combined, we truly think we can teach you to learn to play like a pro.
Thank you for purchasing My Corn Coach. Visit our website for more useful tips and helpful techniques and advice out there to help get your game to the next level, and we'll see you out there at the tournaments.